Hey everyone, welcome to my first YouTube tutorial video and my first video using Snagit as a source. I generally do use Snagit for when I'm creating processes or doing trainings for the team, but I've never done a recording, so I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't know if it's going to lag on the screen, or I don't know if the recording is going to capture all of my voice the entire time. I am using a microphone, so hopefully that does help there. So the reason I am doing this video, because if you work from home, you know that you don't have as many rights on your computer as you could. Of course, IT put admin passwords on everything to where you can't install applications, where you can't change the system settings. If you want to change the the time that your computer goes to sleep or anything like that, you cannot do that. So what we're going to look over here is a workaround to getting towards how can I keep my computer active in times that I might need my computer to be active. For example, for me, I do data reporting and I do quality. When I'm doing my data reporting, I have some dashboards through Power BI or some dashboards in Tableau and I have my work queue that's using Power Query and Excel. And I need my laptop to be active while refreshing these dashboards or refreshing these visuals or refreshing my queries. Or, if my laptop or if my computer goes to sleep, it's going to stop, and then, hey, I have to manually do it myself. It's all about automation at this point. So what I have set up for my work computer, for example, I have my work computer set up to have a task scheduler to wake my computer up at 7 a.m. and start opening some things, and that's where Python comes into play to grab some files and move files over here, or move files into my queries, or move files into my dashboards. That way I can have updated work queues, updated visuals, all of this at 7 a.m. and by the time everybody logs in at 8 a.m., the work queues are already there with all of the work. My visuals are already there for my reports, and I don't have to do anything but log in. That's all thanks to Task Scheduler in Python. So you might need Python itself for other scenarios, for other automating purposes. So we're going to dive right into this, to where I had to do a couple of test runs myself earlier, and I was so stuck and I was so lost when I was trying to install Python, because I did all of my steps correctly, the same that I do on my work laptop. However, I had the most recent Python version. The most recent Python version doesn't necessarily mean it's the best version. It's just not that it's stable. It's not that it's not stable, but you have previous versions that are stable, and we kind of want to go to previous versions that we know that are stable. So for the purposes of this video, I'll be using Python version 3.12.4 because that works on my work laptop and that works on my personal computer. So let's go ahead and open up an internet browser of your preference. So we have Google Chrome right here. And we're going to go to python.org. Now, if we go to downloads, I have a Windows computer. You might have a Mac operating system. You might have Linux or any other types. You would just go to your specific operating system. So I have Windows, so I'm going to go to Windows, and I'm going to Control F 3.12.4, and I'm going to click here. As you can see, it gives that little warning saying this doesn't work with Windows 7 or earlier. It's 2024, almost 2025. If you still have Windows 7, it's time to upgrade, buddy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go down to the bottom where it says Files, and I'm going to install the Windows 64-bit recommended. So click on that link. As you can see, the installation is only 25.5 megabytes. And we're going to use admin privileges when installing Python, and we're also going to add Python to path. So this add Python to path is important. Make sure you do click on that and go ahead and click on install now. Yes, so that window popped up because I did give Python admin rights. So it's not necessary that you have to do that or not. I don't even remember if I did that for my work computer or not. It's not necessary, but further down, if you use Python for a lot of other things, it might be necessary to run Python as admin. All right, so we have setup was successful. When you get to this screen, you can go ahead and you can close out this screen. I'm going to close out my Google Chrome as well. And we can go ahead and we can look at the next step. So after installation, we're going to verify if Python was installed. So we're going to open command prompt, and we do that by going to our Windows button, or any search button that you have down here. You're going to type in command prompt, or you can just type in CMD. So we click on that, and this is the command prompt. A lot of people see this and oh, that's scary, that looks scary, or they've seen it before and oh, I don't mess with that stuff is for IT. It's nothing to be afraid of. At the end of the day, if you don't mess with it, don't mess with it. But if you do want to have some things automated or have your system do some things for you, I've had command prompt combine multiple Excel files or change multiple text files into Excel files and stuff like that. The command prompt is really useful for many different things, but for today we're only using it to check on our Python. So after opening command prompt, we're going to type in Python space dash version to see what Python version we have. So Python 3.12.4, which is what we just installed. So perfect. Now we want to install PyAuto GUI keyboard and PinPut. So the PyAuto GUI keyboard is what allows the keyboard to be pressed, or mouse clicks, or it allows Python to recognize what your keyboard or your mouse is doing. The Python input is, it's an input, it's inputting things for you. So that's what that does. So we're going to go ahead and right here as well, we're going to pip install PyAuto GUI keyboard. As you can see, it's loading, doing its thing. I already have it installed on my computer, so as you can see, requirement already satisfied. You're not going to get requirement already satisfied unless you have it on your computer already as well. So just let it do its thing. Within 1 to 2 minutes, it'll finish installing all the necessary packages. After we install the Auto GUI keyboard, we're going to do the same thing with the input. So pip install, and it's going to be the same thing, requirement already satisfied. It's not going to say the same thing for you. With that one's going to take like 30 seconds to install the packages needed for that. So currently, both my work laptop and this computer that I'm at right now, they're at version 1.7.7 for the PY input. I don't know if that's important. It might be. So that's something. And also when you are doing that, installing the PY input, it might tell you, hey, a new update is available. I updated to 1.7.7 from what I originally had, So I think it's okay to update this package. Alright, so after installing these two packages, we're going to open a notepad and enter the Python script into it. So I already have the notepad right here saved, and let's kind of go through this script. So this script is importing the time, is taking the keyboard import key, and it's taking the mouse import listener. So, and then we have the listener keyboard listener as well. We have a stop event and we have a start event. So here we have a function to alternate key presses. So what this is doing, this is just alternating between two keys that I chose. I chose the keys 1 and 2. So it's going to start the event and it's going to wait until the start event is set. So we haven't set the start event. Well, yeah, we haven't set the start event yet. And we're going to print start event detected alternating keys. So once the start event is detected, it's going to say, hey, I'm alternating keys. This way we know exactly what the script is doing without just being blind, you know, you just run the script and you're like, you don't know what's going on. We're telling the script to tell us what it's doing essentially. So it's like I said, while not stop event is set. So while the stop event is not set, so if we haven't activated the stop event, it's going to print pressing 1. So when it prints pressing 1 on the command screen, it's going to actually, the next row, keyboard press 1. And then it's going to release 1. It's going to sleep for 5 seconds. And if the stop event is set, break. So if we actually do the stop event, it's going to stop doing it. It's going to break. Otherwise, we're going to print pressing 2 on the command, on the Python, on the command prompt. And then it's going to what? Keyboard press 2. And then it's going to release 2. And then it's going to sleep for 5 seconds. And guess what? It's going to go straight back to this one. So it's going to alternate between pressing 1 and 2 on your keyboard every 5 seconds. And if the stop event is detected, as you can see, it's going to say stop event detected, ending script. So here's the function to stop the script. So if the character that we press is not a 1 or 2, so we're going to ignore 1s and 2s, stop event. And then it'll say, hey, key press detected, stop event set. If a special key press detected, if a special key press is detected, stop event set. So special key being all non-character keys. So like backspace or the arrow keys or the control button or shift or your function F1, F2 keys and whatnot. And now we have this on-click XY button pressed. So this is what the auto GUI keyboard Python package is for. So if pressed, if the left button is pressed, start event. So that's what's going to start this event up here. So doing this, left button press starts our alternating keys. And it's going to say it's going to say left click detected, start event set. And then if the right button is pressed, if the right button is clicked, it's going to do the stop event, which we know the stop event already over here. Stop event detected, ending script. So that's essentially the script itself. What we want to do is we want to save this. So as you can see, I have it as a text file right now. We want to save the notepad script as a Python script, preferably one without any spaces in the name. when naming files, it's very important to not have spaces in the name. It breaks some, logic whenever people are searching for files. That space can break logic unless you wrap the entire file path in quotations of sorts. So we're going to save this as a Python script. So file, save as, and we're just gonna save all files. We're going to put .py at the end here and save. As you can see, I now have this new file here and my original text file here. So next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open a separate notepad for testing, and this is just for testing purposes only. So we have a second text pad here. I'm going to close that one out, and let's go ahead and open the save Python script in step 4. Actually, that's going to be step 5. So open the save Python script in step 5 and click into the test notepad. So let's go ahead and put my notepad right here. Let's open this Python script, and we're going to click into the notepad. As you can see, start event detected, alternating keys is pressing 1, then it's pressing 2. Waiting 5 seconds, pressing 1, waiting 5 seconds, and it's going to press 2. So as you can see, it's typing those right here. Now if I wanted to stop, I can press any other key that's not a 1 or a 2. Key press detected, stop event set. Stop event detected, ending script. So the script is ended. This way you don't just leave the script running constantly on your computer. That'd probably make your computer very tired. And that should essentially be everything for how to keep your computer awake. You just let this run as long as you need it to run, and then, just stop the event whenever you need to stop. If you have any questions, feel free to leave comments on the video. I'd love to answer any questions. Thanks for watching.